Welcome to Rolling Through the Reels, a look into the film and video archive at the Baseball Hall of Fame Museum. We have thousands of hours of film, video, and audio recordings, and we want to share some of those highlights with you. You're going to see some vintage interviews and footage from Hall of Famers, some of your favorite players, fans, and anyone associated with the game. So sit back and take a look at baseball's history.
Well, we're here today with legendary Willie Mays, and we want to thank you for stopping in today.
Okay.
And let's start growing up in Alabama. Who were the baseball players that you admired as a youngster?
Well, first of all, in my hometown, we only had like 5,000 people there, and my three big guys when I was coming along was I was like Stan Musial, Ted Williams, and Joe DiMaggio. And the reason I think I picked those three is because in the paper every Sunday when we got the big newspaper, those guys was there, and I said to myself, I want to be like those guys. And then when Jackie came along in '47, I picked Jackie because I felt that I could get in the majors because now he's in there, just a matter of time. So those four guys was in my mind all the time.
After spending time in the minor leagues, you struggled at the start of your major league career. How did you overcome that?
But when I came to the major, it was a different story. The guys in each position was very good. I didn't actually fit in right away because I guess I was nervous and I didn't hit that well. My 3 games that I played, but I played good defense. And the key for me hitting, I think, was Leo DeRocha. He came to me and said to me a few words: "You'll be my center fielder regardless of what you do. You don't have to hit, just enjoy the game." And I went back having fun, and right away I hit a home run off of one spawn the next day, and I just moved forward from after that.
In 1951, the Dodgers and the Giants finished tied at the end of the regular season, and which obviously set the stage for the memorable 3-game playoff. Tell us about your thoughts watching Bobby Thompson from the on-deck circle during that game.
This was 1951 now?
Yes.
1951, when Bobby hit the home run, it wasn't a hard-hit home run. They always talk about, he's still in signs and different things like that. And shoot, I didn't understand all that when I first came along. I wish I'd have known about it because instead of hitting 274, I think I would hit close to 300 because I was hitting 296 my last 3 weeks of the season. But when Bobby hit the home run, I was so shocked that I was the last guy to get to home plate, and I'm on deck now. And the Polo Grounds was a big ballpark, so I didn't realize what happened until all the guys started running on, to the home plate. And if you ever look at a film, you'll see me finally coming into the framework there, and I just was in kind of shock then. Yeah.
You mentioned the Polo Grounds being such a big place. Was it a difficult place to learn to play center field, since center field was so deep?
You don't play the ballparks, you play the hitters. I did. You take a guy like Richie Ashburn, when he was hitting, he never hit home runs, he would hit line drives, so I would play him right behind second base. So if he hits the ball over my head, he gets a home run. But I caught, I would say, 8 or 9 balls that he would hit line drives, and he would cuss me all the time because I never would play deep on him, and he was a tremendous hitter. But I think that you don't worry about the ballparks. You play the hitters and you play the pitchers. And long the pitcher understand how you playing, you can catch a lot of balls out there. The ballpark is not a problem. I like the Polo Ground. I like to play deep.
Speaking of catches, the catch in 1954, Vic Wertz catch. What are some of your thoughts of that moment?
Well, people talk about the catch, and I don't understand why, because I did many things other than just catch a ball. But when you find something like that in the World Series, we won 4 games that year, and they had to pick a highlight, and they picked, I guess, that one for the highlight. But when the ball was hit, in my mind, as I'm running, I had I felt I was going to catch the ball without any problem. But trying to get the ball back into the infield was the big problem because I'm running full speed going against the wall, and I had to stop very quickly. If you ever see the film again, you look at the film. As I catch the ball, very quickly I turn, and I did like a pyramid and threw the ball back into the infield. And that, to me, was the key to the whole catch. And a lot of people say, well, you had to catch the ball before you can throw it. True enough, but In my mind, I had the ball all the way.
Speaking of kids, some of the most memorable photos and video of you is from the days you played stickball with kids in the city. What do you remember from those days?
Boy, I remember 9 o'clock in the morning. They would knock on my window and say, it's time. I'll be eating breakfast. They would knock on it, and the one that says, come out. And I also remember that we had no losers. In stickball, you do have losers, but in my games, there was no loser because I would have like 10 or 12 kids, and we all would go have ice cream as soon as we get through playing. I would do two things. I would play in the morning before I went to the game. Then afternoon, when I would come in from the, say, a day game, I would play with them about maybe an hour and a half, and they got used to that. And what's unusual, about 3 years ago, a guy came up to me while I work in Atlantic City and says, I'm one of those kids that play stickball with you. And I didn't know who the kid was, and I had to go with him because he knew all the things that I've done, and he lived across the street from me. So it gets rewarded somewhere along the line because all the good things that happen to you. Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be a member of the Hall of Fame?
When I was 10, and you asked me a question, who was your favorite players at the time, all those guys that we talk about are Hall of Fame guys. And I said one day I would be there, not knowing what it stands for. It's just that the Hall of Fame is something that you play baseball for. You start off playing, and you say to yourself, if you get into the Hall of Fame, you got good numbers. Now, there may be some guys in there that, backed in a little bit, may not have the greatest numbers, but they are Hall of Famers in their rights. But to me, to be a part of the Hall of Fame and be a part of all the guys that come through is tremendous. You got great ball players there, and you got great people there. And I think in the last 5 years, the Hall of Fame have came alive. They understand that the players have rights, and when I said rights is that when they go up there, they are treated nice, and I saw that in the last 3 or 4 times that I went there. So I think it's a thing that when you go to the Hall of Fame, you understand they give you options now. Like before, they didn't let you sign autographs at different places. Now the Hall of Fame say, hey, if you're able to make $1, go ahead and do it. And I think that's a good sign of everybody's growing up. Everybody's not saying, you have to do this, you have to do that. And it's just a wonderful feeling to go back and enjoy what is there for the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is about people. It's about players. It's not about the people that run the Hall of Fame. It's about who do you bring in, how many people you can get back every year, and make sure that they're taken care of.